So in this video we are going to study about the data merging, grouping and cross-tabbing, and check how we merge and group cross-tabbing of different data sets and how we evaluate result accordingly. So first we can check group by function. It tells about that if a value which are repeating more than one times, it will gonna group them into one and provide the data on the basis of aggregate or analytical method like sum, count, mean, mod, medians, and etc. So it will be a very useful function for us in terms of data analytics. So hope you will discover. So look at the second one, which is merging data. It means that if you have a data in a two different if you have two different data sets and you want to merge those two data sets, so how you could do this that operation. So through merge function in Python you can actually merge those two data set for merging you should have some primary and foreign key inside your two data sets, as we already understand what is primary and secondary key in the SQL demonstrations. So hope you will understand accordingly, and so it will be actually a particular column that contain a unique kind of values, which is called a primary column, and foreign column also contain more than one times that are single values. So on the basis of that, two columns in two different data sets can easily be merged. And if you look at the third one, which is cross tabbing, it means that major cross tabulation of two or more variables, just like a correlation, but in correlation we check the relation among two different columns, but in cross tabbing we check the particular value across two different columns, and hope we will discover it in the Jupyter Notebook. So let's go toward the Jupyter Notebook. So now here we come actually, and now what we want actually for grouping in Python we have a function called group by. So as we understand, we have three different data sets like customer, product and sales information. So as we already imported all those data inside this Jupyter Notebook, and I just rename those three data sets, like for product we can rename as a P, for customer it rename as C, and for sales it rename as S for our easiness during operations. So let's just check our those two different data sets, three different data sets, and for product P, and for customer which will be C. So basically these are the data sets which will gonna combine, grouping and cross tabulating in the coming videos. So in this video actually, so let's just for example, if you look at the sales information data, which is at the first position. So what you want actually, as we understand, group by means if a particular value repeating more than one, we want to combine into one. So for that you can do this by just group by function. So what we want actually, in sales column we have a column name mode of ship, and what we want actually, we want that this is a primary class, and this is primary class again, this is primary class again. What do you want actually, we want that in front of primary class, middle class and front class, first class, we check how much sales we got actually, how much quantity we sold, and what kind of discount we got actually, and what obviously profit as well. So how you can check for whole data set, it will contain almost 5,999 rows, and hope you can understand that we have a number of premium classes, middle class and first classes. So it's just gonna group all these three different values into one, and then executing these sales, quantity and discount profit columns in the form of aggregate function, as we understand, account, sum, mean, mod, analytic function kind of a thing. So let's just discover it. So sales data we want to group, so just type group by which column do you want to group by, which is mode of ship. Okay, so now just type here mode of ship. Now after it you have to provide which column do you want as a aggregate, like sales, quantity, profit. So for that you can use this method like sales. I just typed sales comma profit inside this comma. Just look at these two first and then execute accordingly. What we want actually for these two column, we want to check the sum and average, or average means. So you can also type mean here. So let's check what will happen. Okay, there is a problem. Mode of ship. Let me check my column name. What is my column name actually? Mode of ship. Obviously my column name is mode of ship. So what's the problem here? Group by mode of ship of oh. Okay, what's the problem here? Let me just provide the underscore. I think it's gonna work. Not okay, it's not gonna happen here. Mode of ships obviously it's not in the underscore. So problem which is not gonna be identified right now. Let me check with the other column. Like we have a column, we can apply this group by on rating as well. So let's apply on rating column. It's possible that column's name could be typos error. So let's just type here rating. Use it now. Now here you can check our own line actually would is good, or there is no error, but I think there is a column names problems due to this reasons which was not executed. So right now we have a group by like in rating we have three distinct values here: average, best, and good. And obviously in good we have a profit of 255 euros or PK or dollars, and in average we have a 249, and best we could say 250. So these are the things which is really important during analyzations. Like when someone asks you about that which particular category or column or mode of ships like contain most of the profit or least profit, so through which you can check. Like means if you want to check the least profit, so you just type here minimum. So obviously it will gonna provide the minimum values among these three different. If you look at the average rating of sales, so obviously it is a 500, it is average. And if you look at the profit, so there is a 000 profits occur in three different ratings. And if you look at the sales, so we have a 500 minimum, average, and good. So this is very useful thing for us. And if you want to apply this group by on two different columns, like there is a rating column, and if you want to apply other column as well inside this group by, so for that you just need to change this concept. Like if you want to check that each rating and inside this rating we also check this like what we can say, for example product ID. Let me guess product ID. Yes, it would be a good thing. Let which product rating wanna provide by this group by. Let me check here and now execute this. method object is not substitutable. Okay, I think there is a problem occurred. Okay. Like if we just provide this small bracket outside this large bracket, I think that's the solution of this problem, I believe. Yes. So now you can check here in rating. If you look at the average, so we have these products, and in front of these products we can check. It means that the average rating products is these. A good product is light at these, and the other one you can also check. So basically this is a very useful, and if you want to check all the columns, so you can check through this concept. Like we already no, we know already not understand, but we in a coming video we understand this thing. But let me just provide a little bit on it. For example, if you want to save this result in any particular variables, for example def, okay, sorry, def is a definition, so it is by built-in function, so you have to change any particular other number, des for example. So it will gonna save all the result inside this des variable, and if you want to check all the particular columns, so you can check through this head, and inside this head you can provide your own number of rows which you want. For example, if you want 100 number of rows from the starting, so you can check. Okay, we're not gonna provide it. Okay, so okay, problem is this, which is not good. So top we also can check, I think. No. Okay, I think there's a problem occur. So you can also use this concept like to mark down. There is a function which allow you to check, like just type here markdown to underscore mark down. So it will provide all the data, but it will be a very hypothetical type, random type, but all the data you can check. Particular rows you can check. So and to string also you can use to string. It will gonna change all the data into string, and then it will become very hectic for you. So through this you can check your data. So now we can check the other functions like merging. If you want to merge two different data sets, so how we could do this. So for that you have to import your Python library or pandas library. Import pandas as pd. Okay, execute it. Once I execute it, and there is a function called dot merge, and then you have to provide your dataset name and your dataset name, and inside this merge you have to type the name of your datasets. Like if you want to compare or combine your customer and product dataset with sales dataset, so sales dataset type s and comma. Like if you want to combine customer and sales, so just type this too. And now through which you can, how you can actually combine these two data sets, you have to provide the name of your, or you can say like on which column do you you can actually combine. So what is your primary and foreign key, like type on here equals to, and type the name of your primary column. In sales we have a product id and column id, customer id. So right now we combine the customer id, so we should type customer. We can also check the name of our, like you look at the sales customer ID, our column name, and if you look at the customer table, so you also have the customer ID, so okay, which you can able to combine. Okay, just provide comma here, and as you understand, there is a connection of two different data sets. So obviously, how you gonna connect those two different data sets, like the sales table connect from left with the customer table, or the customer table connect left with the or right with the sales table. So for that you can apply this how you can type which you want left, for example, and just save the coming data set, merging data set in the SC for sales column. The data set which we gonna find save inside this SC variable. Now if you just execute this sales SC, so now here you can find, you look at our sales data previous, so our column like order up to rating, this is our sales data. Okay, and if you combine these two data, those sales to rating is our sales data, and after it we have a customer data which is customer name, and customer name also contain the customer ID, customer data also contain the customer ID, so it will gonna provide only one time here, so through which you can combine those two different data set. And if you want to combine the data set of product ID inside this data set, so it will gonna combine all these three different data sets, so you have to consider this data set and combine the product data set. So for example, if we just type here pd dot merge, and inside this SC our sales column combined data name, and right now we have a new data set is product data, so P, and on which column do you want to combine? Obviously the product ID. Okay, and provide this comma here, and now if you just type how equals to left, or you can also type right, and save this total data set is like SCP, it means sales call customer and product informations. So what you will get actually, that we can see here. So now from order line to rating, we have a column of sales, and if you just proceed it to the further, and from category to expiry, we have a column name like customer. Okay, there's a problem, I think. Region, sorry, let me check once again. Okay, from now this is dot mean it means there is a data sets occurred, and from customer and customer ID here for product and sales, so it means all the data sets. And how you can check your all the columns actually contain this SCP data set. So for that you just type sp dot columns. So you just need to do like if we just remove this thing and check. So now basically our SCP data contains order line, and you can check to rating, we have a sales data columns. From customer name to like a region, we have a column of customer, and from category to product name we have a column of product, and product ID and customer ID always comes at the sales column, like customer ID and product ID only one time. So basically all the columns are contained by the SCP through this merging concepts, and it will gonna very useful for us, like if you use two different data sets, as how you can combine and how you actually evaluate through analyzations those two different data sets. So obviously first you need to combine those two different data sets. So this is a way through which you can combine and apply your analytics group by things, as well as we did in the last function of group by, how we group like amount of shaper will not gonna provide the result, but not gonna provide the results, but when we apply this in the rating, so the result would be different. And you also apply this group by with the segment and check the like sales, because this segment column relate with the customer and the sales and quantity relate with the sales information. So obviously once you combine these two or three data sets, so you can play with this columns and group by another function as well. Now we move toward the cross tabbing. So let's discover cross tabbing, and obviously in cross tabbing there is a function of pandas. So we have to write pd-dos cross tab and provide the name of a particular column. Like if you provide any column like rating, so let's just provide the name of particular column, like this is related with the STP column, SCP column. For that you also write here SCP, and what you want actually is type comma here and provide SCP, this thing here, and in front of this rating you can check how many times, like you can say ship of mode, or you can also check this segment. Let's discover new thing. Actually you can also discover new thing. It will gonna very fruitful for you, like for data analysis it should be very kind of mischievous kind of a person who just go inside and check what will happen if you do this, if you do that. Okay, it's a problem here, not mage. So okay, let's just provide this. So now here you can check what is actually cross tabbing means. Here you can check rating occurred at this raw manner and a segment occurred at this column manner. What will happen here, as we understand about the correlations, it means that how each column at particular column relate with the other column, like sales, profit, how relate positively, negatively, or core constantly. But in this way cross tabbing, it tells about that if you cross tab, like if the value of average in front of every how many times consumer occurred, so it means that there are 549 times occurred consumer, best occurred at the 510 times, and good at the 528, and all the other as well, like corporate, government, and home offices. Like in segment we have 4 segment, and in rating we have. So if you look at the good rating, which particular segment considered as a good one in terms of rating. So if you look at the corporate sector and consumer sector, so it will actually lie at the first and second stages, and the other one which is at the third and fourth. So through this you also can analyze your data as well. And if you provide so through this you can check, like if we provide the other column with this column, like what will happen, for example, just copy this and execute here and change the name of particular column, like ship of mode. Ship of mode, I think there is a problem, so just change this with the shelves. So now our result become more detailed. Like if you look at the rating, average, best, good. So in consumer segment, we have three shelves, A, B, and C. And at A shelves, we have 74 times considered as an average, and good considered as an 67. Like this is a very useful, I think, analytics. So if you look at each shelves in front of segments, so how could you identify that? For example, I just ask a question to you. Let me just check. So tell me about which sector would be contain most of the time a good rating in which particular shelves. So it is a very kind of a detailed question, but in Python you just do this a long kind of theoretical question through this simple manner through cross tabbing. Like you just provide rating here, shelves and segment, lad and this inside this large bracket. So first you need to provide your raw number or raw column like rating, and after this comma you have to provide the number of columns on which you apply this analytics, like segment and shelves comes in this large bracket. Like this is the, and this is the, okay. So it means that if you look at almost 87 times average rating occurred with the C shelves of consumer segment. So this is the answer actually, and this is the most of the occurring, like 87, 87, 87, most of the occurring out of these results. So basically this is a very useful analytics, and I hope you understand what I actually talking about. This is just a simple analytics. Hope you will understand by yourself as well, and I've discovered more thing other than me. Actually I just provide you the results which I know. Matlab, it means that how you able to analyze data, but for deep understanding it will be up to you how you could understand this thing and apply your own thoughts in it. If you apply your own thought in it, it would be very beneficial for you, and for your actually overall understanding about data analytics. It will just a discoverable thing in the discoverable field. You could go inside and check what will happen if you do this, if you do that, as we talked about earlier. So hope you understand these cross typing, grouping and merging concept in Python. Moving toward the next one. Thank you for this one.